beautiful soul. My name is Angela, and thank you so much for tuning in. This is Align with Angela, and if you are new here, hello, and if you are returning, welcome back. Today is January 11th, and I wasn't planning on doing a video today, but I kept getting downloads, so I figured I would just jump onto it. It is the 111 portal, and this actually connects to the 1111 portal that we had as well. And anyways, I kept getting downloads, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about them before I begin this reading. And this is going to be a timeless reading, so regardless of whenever you watch this, this will find you when it is time and you need to receive this message. Okay, but what came through? Actually, yesterday I was meditating, and a very clear open the channels to receive that came through for the collective guidance. It's like, okay. And also that you need to create space for expansion. So those were two kind of instructions that I have to share with you. Take it with a grain of salt. If it resonates, if it doesn't resonate, then it probably isn't for you. I assume that if this does find you, that you will know what it is referring to. But yes, you have been putting a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of attention and intention into something. And so the guidance now is to open the channels to receive, so that whatever is karmically or financially or energetically owed to you, it doesn't have to be financial, it could be anything. How is that supposed to come to you if you are blocked or you don't have any channels for receiving, like any sort of messages, telecommunication even, you have to make sure things are open. If everything's on private and it's very hard to get through to you, reach you energetically, whatever, psychically, you just, whatever that is, however that resonates, you need to open the channels to receive. And so there will be doors opening for you, but if you aren't gonna walk through them, or you aren't able to receive them, maybe somebody's knocking on the door but you have your headphones on and you don't hear them, and so you miss out on whatever it is that you're supposed to receive. So you just be open to receiving, and make sure that there are clear channels for you to receive that. And you need to create space for expansion. And this is going to show up, if this is meant for you. I mean, it's probably meant for everybody. We all need to expand. But for me personally, I have a lot of plants, right? And I feel that they're an extension of me. They're like my root chakra. Ooh, I'm wearing red as I say that. Because it makes me feel connected to nature, and I nurture them and they nurture me. I probably, with all the sprays that they do in the sky, I probably have the best air. I have so many air purifying plants, right? So when they clean my air, it's great. But anyways, they are growing so much that I need to propagate them now. My cactus is head of growth spurt. I got him 4 years ago, and he's grown, I think he's over 20. I don't know. I adopted him, and he's grown a third of his size since he's been with me. And so he's very top heavy, and I have to propagate him because he's busting through the roof. And then I also have monsteras, and monsteras are, I believe they're called monsteras because they grow like monsters. I always wanted them, and now I have so many, and the roots are trying to find new places to shoot. So I have to figure out how to propagate them, but they need room to grow. And I'm gonna have this place is gonna turn into a jungle soon, but that's just an example. But that is something that's happening in my physical environment, but it's also something that I need to do as I close out this cycle. So I was also getting today when I was cleaning, so I wasn't going to do a reading today. I think that this is relevant, that's why I'm telling you this. I wasn't going to do a reading today because I'm trying to rent my space out and then give myself some time to create some content before I go on my adventure to Mexico. And so I'm gonna be gone for a few months, so it's a lot of work and it's a priority, so I've been focusing on it. So I wanted to do that, and that was my go-to today. But then there's been a lot of delays too. I've been experiencing with stuff, so I'm just like trusting the timing. So that didn't happen today. And anyways, as a result, I had more time to like deep clean, and that's not something I particularly enjoy. But this is because even though it's technically 2026, we're still closing things out. Like in the natural season, it's not actually, the new year begins in the spring, right? And so we're still in that time of like hibernating, of going within, of kind of slowness and not wanting to go out, or you know what I mean? Like it's like very introverted. I get very introverted when I'm in the winter. Like I don't want to go outside and freeze at all. But in the spring, it's like when things are fresh and alive and new birth, and you know, everything's like chirping, and it's just really like a nice season to be in, right? It feels alive, whereas everything feels dead in the wintertime. And so this is the time that we're like closing out the cycles, also being like the ending of the snake, right, in the Chinese zodiac. And so the new year, according to that, and just according to, what is the Iranian Yalda? No, Nowruz. Okay, so they celebrate New Year's, I think on the 21st, something. They celebrate it in spring, right? And so that is actually very more aligned to natural code. So this time, if you function like not in the 3D on that calendar, like obviously we're all existing in it, but like to me, I don't consider that the New Year's. I always put like a little bit of pre-pressure on myself. I'm like, okay, let's get things started. But in reality, I am doing all of these things to close things out still. I'm not done. And it's the things that I don't want to do that I am doing now, right? And so I think that that's very relevant as well. It's like we have to go in and like face the shadows and do the things that we don't want to do to close things out properly, because this new energy in the spring that is coming is going to be amazing. It's going to be full of excitement and joy and passion, and it's going to get you motivated, and so this is where we're going. But anyways, we're all in this, but the energy of the Fool kind of kept coming in. So you are the Fool, but we all are the Fool, right? So the Fool's journey, he is the beginning of the tarot, and it's about, you know, taking that leap of faith and almost just like going off a cliff blindly. Like it's almost like very almost immature, or like ignorance is bliss kind of energy. But this time you're actually not a fool necessarily, because you have wisdom from all these other cycles, the Fool's journey that you've completed. And so what we're doing, wherever you are on your cycle right now, you're in the journey right now. And so whatever cards you're dealt, maybe it is the Three of Swords, and so you're experiencing, you know, heartbreak or betrayal, or things, feeling like you got stabbed in the back somehow, and maybe that's one of the energies that you're dealing with on your Fool's journey. Maybe that's coming to an end. Or maybe you are in the Five of Wands energy, where you are like in a feel like everything is just competitive, and there's lots of conflict, and it's chaos, and it's not a very peaceful place to be. So maybe that is coming to an end. So wherever you are on your journey, we're going to start a new Fool's journey very soon. So you're coming to the end of the cycle. And is there anything else that popped up? Open the channels to receive. You need to create space to grow. Oh yeah. Okay, I had this really weird vision when I was thinking of the Fool's journey, and so it was of you in like basically heaven. There was a lot of clouds there, and you were in this regal chair, like throne like chair made of clouds, and you were literally being picked up, kind of like I wonder if I have an ace, like, you know, in like the aces, and how it's just this cloud coming from a sky. So random. Okay, let's find one. Here's the Fool though. This is the Fool. So we are all about to be the Fool. So we're going to start a new journey. Oh, here. This one is the Ace of Swords. So it's not as cloudy, but we have the divine ascension, divine escort mode as we level up. So you're going up a stairs, like a cloud stairway, the stairway to heaven. You're going up the stairway to heaven in this game of life, which we play with Tarot. So that just picks up on energies and situations and helps you navigate it based on the energy. Because if you're listening to it, then and it's resonating with you in some way, it's because there's already a subconscious connection. I don't even know why I'm telling you all this, but we're going on the Fool's Journey. So what I want to do is I want to set the intention to do a reading on this very divine date of 111, and to help us align us with the highest potential on this new timeline, and to give us any advice that we may need to know as we begin this new journey with ourselves, for ourselves, but also collectively, because we are all connected on this journey, on our own fool's journey of life as individual pieces of consciousness, all deeply connected in the greater puzzle. So isn't that exciting? That's why so many of us resonate with all these messages, because we're all going through something similar with different interpretations based on our reality. So I hope that this resonates with you. And that being said, this is a collective reading. It is not a personal reading, so it's not a one-to-one. So things may resonate. Masculine could be feminine, feminine could be masculine. Roles could be reversed. Take it how it is, flip it where it needs to be. And if it doesn't resonate, leave it for somebody else, because it's probably not for you then. Okay, and before I begin, I'm going to do a little smudging. I did just smudge us, but I'm going to do it again. So just be open to receive this message and this cleansing with the sage. Beautiful. And I call upon the holly, divine and benevolent beings, ancestors, light beings, and high vibrational energies to oversee this act of divination. And may this space hold safety, protection, and guidance that puts us in alignment with the most divine messages of integrity, compassion, and may this message serve those who it is meant for and leave who it doesn't. Okay, so on that note, I am done rambling. Let's begin. What I forgot to mention was the reason why it's so important that we are doing the shadow work, and however it is showing up for you, is because this is what determines the full closure of this ending. Like, is it a completion or is it a repetition? And are you going to start the Fool's Journey going down the same path? Okay, so that is what I totally missed that point, but that was kind of the purpose of me sharing about doing the shadow work, because that is just an example of shadow work. It could be something way bigger, but that's just the example I was using. But whatever it is that you need to do, like, you need to go into the nitty gritties and oh my gosh, wow. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so as I was talking about that, like talking about completing the cycle or repeating the same cycle. So it's like starting, this is the judgment. If you do that, you're going to be the fool upside down. So it's like you're not even it's like going and dating the same person with a different face. Always having that type, always ending up in the same type of situation, the same dead-end job. You always have the same conflicts with either family or whatever. That's if you're going to repeat the cycle. So we don't want to go there. Thank you. That was good, because this is where we want to go. The Queen of Pentacles. right? I mean, do you want to be the upside down fool, or would you rather be the Queen of Pentacles? And the Queen of Pentacles doesn't mean that it is a feminine. This is about embodiment. This is about inner mastery. This is about like sitting there and she's focused on her pentacles, and it's just like a beautiful sunset, and like look at all the aura around her even, you know. This is her in the embodiment of whatever it is that she's materialized. It doesn't have to be money, but because it's pentacles, it very well could be. But that's where we want to go on this journey. Okay, so you either do the shadow work and you level up in this next fool's journey, or you are going to be judged for not doing the shadow work, not addressing the demons in your closet, not facing your fears, not doing the things that are holding you back. Like, you know, if you continue to find excuses, then you will remain in the fool forever, repeating the damn cycles day in, day out, or we could be in this energy. Okay, so is there anything else for the collective that I need to know? Oh, we had a few that wanted to jump out. Okay, so we have the Justice, which came out sideways. Okay, so once again, this is you determining your karmic fate. Okay, so it's the end of the cycle. It's the end of the snake. It is the end of the journey. But the Justice is depending on your actions. So are you going to take into account the things that you don't want to do? Are you going to have those uncomfortable conversations, create those boundaries and that relation, whatever it is that is holding you back in this material world, into your material success, into your legacy? Because deep down, you know what that is. And you need to make space for new growth. But if you have that old lingering energy that is blocking you from moving on in the fool's journey in a new direction, if you're going to repeat the same path upside down like the fool, then this is what your judgment is, and that's your justice, because you determine your fate. Right? This is just an energy. Okay, so that's interesting how that all worked out. Okay, I think we're just going to leave it there and pull some oracle cards, okay? This is fun. Okay, so what do we need to know? This is the Elemental Oracle deck. I think because this one is about material, it's we're going to pull this, but we can check in the astral realms too. What do we need to know about this next journey? What do we need to know? Kind of curious. I don't pull anything else on that. That's a pretty straightforward message. Like, it closed the loop. I think with everything that I explained, let me know. If this resonates with you and you want to go deeper, let me know in the comments, because I will. It's kind of fun, but I feel like that's just like, I feel like it's pretty obvious. Nothing seems to want to come out of this. Do we have any guidance for them? Okay, let's switch that deck then. What do we have for the astral realms? I guess maybe if you're in your Queen of Pentacles, then maybe you are going to be materializing everything anyways. So let's check out the astral realms. And also, if you want to notice that the yellow is the color of the solar plexus, that's because when we manifest in the material world, which is the third chakra, oh my God, that's so funny. It pops up with alignment. So it's the third chakra, and this is about your personal power and your manifestation. And when this is also what determines your ability to manifest in this material world. And so most people, this is also identified as your ego, right? we're all kind of governed by the ego and the lower selves in this. But anyway, she is like sitting in her throne in the material world. So that is a very abundant card and a very abundant energy. And so this, like I explained in another reading, I don't even know if I posted it, so many posts, videos, but about how most of humanity is functioning down here. And that's because most people, when they manifest for the material world. They don't manifest for the heart, which is what is our connection, and it connects us, bridges us into our higher selves. And so it's like, you know, there's 5D and then there's 5G, and 5G is a very like material thing, or we got the 5D, which is higher self, right? And so this is the shift into our higher selves, is we need to be really fully manifest abundance. We need to manifest abundance. Doesn't necessarily have to be physical, but once again, if you are more stable in the material world, then you can use this ability to manifest and start to manifest beyond yourself, beyond the ego, beyond just material gains, right? We live in a capitalistic society, and it's very materially driven, and it's throwing everything out of alignment, which this is the alignment card, and it's connected to the Earth Star chakra, which is actually under the earth, or the root chakra. So it connects us into the core of the earth. I've never pulled this card before. 29, which is also, it breaks down into a 1. 29, actually no, 2 plus 9 is 11, so that's actually 2. Okay. Which is about choice. Once again, it's about duality and choice. So it's very also symbolic that this is connected to the Earth Star chakra, because that's beyond your basic survival needs. This is your connection to the earth. It's like your earthly essence of like this carbon based life form, right? So this is that everything that comes from it. And look at this, it's like this beautiful altar offering of all these beautiful crystals, which are of the earth, right? This is the Herkimer diamond. Anyways, I'm going to read about this, but the 11 breaks down to a 2, which is duality and choice, and that also clarifies this, which is the justice. The justice is based on your decision. So right now, it's so clear to me, the guidance coming through loud and clear is that you need to do the shadow work. And actually, I was doing this this neuroplasticity training it was under Bruce Lipton and some other scientists, and it was about 3 months of journaling and informative commands to the subconscious. One thing I found it did not do is it did not address shadows. And that's like, it's very easy to kind of try and be positive and bypass the shadow, but it's like spiritual bypassing. It doesn't actually like solve or heal the shadow. It doesn't shine the light on it like it needs to. And when things go kind of under the radar or unseen or like as an illusion, it's like an unstable foundation. So in order to be in alignment and to stay and to actually materialize and stabilize so you can get this Queen of Pentacles, you need to have a grounded to your Earth Star chakra, like you are connected to the earth, and you need to bring that stable, strong alignment through your personal power, personal belief. This is embodiment, right? Into the material. And this is actually the challenge, because I assume that most of the people here are, you know, chosen ones or soul star seeds or light workers or healers or whatever, right? And so, you know, a lot of spiritual people operate more in the higher chakras. And so it's so essential that in order for us to even like collectively do this conscious shift, we all individually need to find the alignment. And that alignment is going to guide us into this higher self, right? And the Queen of Pentacles, where we are manifesting and operating in our divine. Okay, let's see what this actually has to say for I'm really bad. I haven't read all of these yet. I just kind of learn them as I read, but I will. Alignment, 29. Herkimer diamond, which is the Earth Star chakra. Universal oneness, attunement, and receiving. Ooh. When you are in chakral alignment, you're in tune with your body, mind, and spirit. When you can activate and balance your chakras, crystalline, bright white light flows through your entire chakra system, giving you an opportunity to go beyond your tangible earthly self and develop intuitive skills that allow you to step into your higher, authentic way of being. Think of your Earth Star chakra as an energetic umbilical cord. Connecting you, where am I? Connected to you, that flows straight down through Mother Earth and anchors all 12 of the chakras. Your Earth Star chakra lives outside your physical body in your auric field and is home to your past lives and all your karmic cycles. It is a representation of your universal oneness, meaning it connects your earthly energy to the universal energy we all share. When you activate your Earth Star chakra, you will gain a more grounded and reassured outlook, dispelling stagnant negative energies that remind you of your importance in the universal web of energy. Herkimer diamonds are attunement stones that open and activate your third eye and crown chakras. With this openness, energy flows freely down to your Earth Star chakra, and Herkimer diamonds can heal your physical body of ailments, realigning your DNA and bodily energy to aid your ability to see your true self and look past your fears. All right. Beautiful. Okay, that was cool. All right, so now we're going to do a Sacred Rebel. I really like this deck. I actually picked it up the other day and I had a moment with it, and I actually pulled 2 cards. I pulled 1 card and then I was reading it, and for somehow it flipped to another page which had another very connected meaning and symbolism for me that I knew it was for me, but I just thought it was really beautiful and it like made me cry. So I really like this deck. To the Sacred Rebels. What do we need to know on this journey of our new beginning? Please give us guidance for the next cycle we are about to begin. What do we need to know? I've got a lot of cards that are flying out, but none of them flew out. This is, like I said, it's a big deck. I like big decks and I cannot lie. Okay. Calm down, Angela. Okay. Ugh. All right, what do we need to know? Please give me a card. Please give me a card. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, I had a bunch fall out, but I'm not going to take them all. But I'm going to take the one that I saw, and I'll ask, bringing it into form, which is about materializing. Which is also, it's very funny because I mentioned that it's called Radical Freedom .live if you want to sign up for it. That neuroplasticity 3-month research project that I was a part of. I actually really enjoyed it. I'll talk more about it probably in another video, but we had to do commands to our subconscious in instructive form, and it was also a gratitude journaling thing, which is always good. But we did it on the computer, so you can do it from anywhere in the world. It's absolutely free, and they're going to be starting another cohort or group session in February. So if you're interested in that, check it out. But anyways, why I'm rambling again, bring it into form. So we had to do this mind mapping and different commands for different aspects of our life, like career path, health, and for the mind mapping, very specific. When our instructions materialized, it was like coming into form. So I think that's pretty cool. So that is 41. And that adds up to 5, which can tie into the theme of conflict or disruption, which is something that you might have to face in order to bring this into form. But we'll go do a reading on that. I just want to see if any other cards want to come out. Is there anything else? Oh, what was that? Inner trust. Okay, let's check it out. Oops. Okay. So let's do inner trust first, because it's near the beginning. Though it may be cloaked and hidden within you lies a natural magnificence, vibrancy, and true uniqueness. The harder this is for you to believe, the more growth this oracle is offering you now. Your opportunity for growth lies in letting go of the need to hide yourself from the world and let go of any doubt about the wonder of what lies within you. This oracle brings you to the message that it is time for you to trust yourself and let the real inner you out from behind the veil. You are being assured that you can trust your intuition and your own sense of things. Sometimes what you sense will be love, and you will be open. You will open your heart and move easily toward that source of love, be it in the form of another person, a new career, path, project which you deeply care about and want to pursue. So this is you going on your fool's journey. You need inner trust and the openness. So being open to receive is also about giving, because the more you give, the more you are open to receive. So if you want love, you have to give the love and trust your intuition and your senses. If things like you let your emotions guide you, follow your bliss. Sorry, I lost where I spot. Be it in form, another person, a new career that you want to pursue, or a spiritual or creative practice that you are keen to explore. Sometimes what you sense will be more challenging than this and will ask something different of you. It might be that you sense fear and sabotage lurking within someone's intentions or in the situations around you. This oracle asks you to trust yourself to find the most authentic and self-loving way to deal with that. Interesting. That's what I was just talking about. Perhaps you have drawn this card because you are unnecessarily holding yourself back out of fear or lack of belief in your ability to support and care for yourself, or in the importance of your need for self-expression in your relationships. The Oracle of Inner Trust comes to you with this guidance. You know what you are doing. You have enough wisdom and intuition to be able to place yourself more fully in the world and take steps to unhide yourself. Even if you feel you have no clue about what is happening at a broader level in your life, even if you can't quite see the whole picture. Oh my gosh, this is totally the fool's energy. Because he doesn't really know where he's going. He doesn't even realize he's going off a cliff, right? You can't see the whole picture of what is taking place within or around you. You still have all the wisdom and intuitive ability you need to take one step at a time and navigate your way through absolutely anything that brings to your door. I don't know if I mentioned that either, but that was one of the things I had written down. It was doors are opening for you. Where's my book? I'll show you guys. I wrote down some messages that were coming through. Doors are opening for you. I think that's so cool. Anyways, I don't need to show you. Just believe me or don't. Okay, where are we? If you've been thinking about taking that leap of faith, oh my God, and doing things differently, whether you're in your personal life or your creative work, then this oracle brings a particular message to trust your instincts and go for it. This oracle comes at a time when the patterns of your life are shifting. You can take advantage of this shift and leap into an entirely new level of conscious and experience. This is not a time for self-doubt or playing small. It is a time to get in touch with the courage, boldness, and daredevil within, and to take that step, big or small, into the future that is beckoning you forward, which is so crazy. Because look, this one is, they're also like taking steps. And I wanted to mention that because that was also something that came, like when I saw that like cloud, the escort cloud coming to escort you to this new level. It's like you actually are quantum leaping. Look, both of these, it's like 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot in the air. And it's just kind of taking that one step at a time, even though you don't know exactly where you're going. You are already materializing this new energy. And right now you're like stabilizing yourself. Like you're not fully grounded in the new, but you're almost there. So you're taking a step forward into that. I think that's so cool. You have the wings to fly, my friend. Sometimes we don't realize until we leap over the edge of what we have known and begin to soar into a new life. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. So you got to be seen. You got to trust yourself, and let's bring it into form. I'm so excited about how this like turned out. All right. Sorry. I get like really excited sometimes. All right. Bringing it into form. Beautiful dreamer, You can imagine wonderful worlds of light. You can dream up so many possibilities. And now it is time to bring those possibilities of light into the world. This is your new fool's journey, my love. They need to be more than ideas. They need to live, to manifest. The world needs not only your dreams, beautiful as they are, but your creations. Get thee to thy desk, the easel, thy computer. Work, beautiful dreamer. Don't just dream, create. You are being asked to honor yourself with a commitment to complete your inspired tasks. Wow, I was just saying, close out those cycles. This will help you grow, and that is a wonderful reason to commit. But there's another reason too, that your inspired ideas are worth translating into something practical, so that people can access them and experience something special too. If you've been thinking about writing a book, painting a picture, or acting as an inspiration or idea, then this oracle is bringing you to an unequivocal yes. Do it now. Don't dally or dither about the details or worry about how it's going to work out, which is totally the fool's energy. He doesn't know what he just trusts, right? The universe loves a bold spirit, one that's going to leap right off it. Once you take a step, it will rush forward to you like an enthusiastic and chivalrous lover, opening doors. Oh my God, the doors are opening for you. Holy shit. Hand gently guiding at your lower back as you are moved forward. You will promptly be provided with all that is needed to take the next step. This is sacrifice inherent in translating the perfection of an idea into the limited physical form. Oh my God. So that is what we're doing here. Although something may be lost when turning a multidimensional concept of endless potential, this is it, the infinite potential, into something concrete, this oracle guide guides you to realize that there is much more to be gained. You must become free of the inspiration so you can receive your next inspiration. You need to create space to grow. It is already waiting for you, so you must go. This oracle also confirms that the information you need to translate your ideas into form will be provided by according to the higher wisdom of life. It may or may not be through traditional routes. Even if this seems unimaginable, when it is time for something to be born into form, nothing can stop it. It will happen. If you have also drawn this oracle of the sacred fool, that was the card I was literally telling you about. That's funny. Feel assured your path of success is not going to unfold according to the usual. Actually, you know what? This is so funny because this is the Fool. But the card I was referring to that made me cry was the Sacred Fool. It might happen in ways that surprise you and others, but this will happen. It is meant to be. If you have not drawn that card but feel drawn to read its message, do so after the healing process below. Wow, that was really beautiful. So yeah, the Sacred Fool, actually, and it's funny, I didn't even say this to you, but when I picked this card up, or this deck up before I shuffled it, the Sacred Fool was on the bottom. So anyways, that is your reading. We're going to close out though. I'm not quite done. Okay, look at this beautiful abundance going on over there. I've got some more yellow. You just need some trust. This is about inner trust too, which is like, you know, believing in yourself, which is also very connected to the manifestation of abundance, because you can if you believe you can, right? That is the message. What was I doing? Oh yeah, we were going to, sorry guys, I'm ADHD. Today I'm a little scattered. It's been a long day. So we're gonna do a yes or no. Okay, so I want you to ask a yes or no question, but first we're just gonna ask the beautiful pendulum. Please give us a yes. Okay, so it's kind of wobbling. I'm going to do that again, though, because I shifted the cord. I didn't have it on the full length. Okay, please give us a yes. Okay, so it's now going like that. Okay, and we will take a no. Okay, so it's spinning. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Okay. And focus on your question and give us an answer, please. Wow, it's actually a maybe. It's doing both. It's yes and no, and it's still spinning and it's rocking. So it is a maybe, which is kind of very tied to the justice being on the side. it depends on your actions. Or it depends, I guess, on external factors possibly, which is maybe why it's a maybe, but that was a maybe. And anyways, I hope that helped. I hope that resonated. And if you enjoyed this reading, please let me know if it did resonate in the comments below. And I love you. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next reading. Mwah.